Thank you for watching this knowledge clip. My name is Stalenhoef and I'm a student at Utrecht University in the Legal Research Master Program. In this short clip, I will tell you more about dual-use export controls, a regulation concerning dual-use export control, and its relationship with higher education. Hopefully this video will be instructive to you. The context of the recently enhanced regulation is shaped by the EU's global strategy and more in particular strategic autonomy as its policy objective. For universities, this puts the principle of openness in international cooperation in a different context and perspective. This is as such also formulated in the communication on the global approach to research and innovation. Rising geopolitical tensions challenge human rights and fundamental values such as academic freedom. At the same time, the European Union is expected to level the playing field, promote reciprocity, protect intellectual property rights, mitigate risk, and to ensure security. So before we go into depth, it's important that everyone is on the same page. Therefore, I will first provide you with some background information. It is important to note that the European Union can adopt regulations based on different competencies. The strongest competency is exclusive competence. Based on this, the European Union is able to legislate and adopt binding acts. The second strongest competency is the shared competence. This means that the European Union and the member states are able to legislate and adopt legally binding acts together. The third variation is the supporting competency of the European Union, which entails that the EU can only intervene to support, coordinate, or complement the actions of the member states. For this topic, it is important for you to know that the regulation concerning dual-use export controls we are going to talk about is adopted based on exclusive competence of the European Union, because it is adopted with the aim of regulating the common commercial policy of the European Union. The regulation of export controls of dual-use items is adopted by the European Commission and Parliament, so they have drafted the text of the regulation. However, the national member states exercise the specific controls with their national authorities. This is the same for granting licenses. This is done by the national authorities as well, often by customs services. What may be required from research organizations, they have to comply with the regulation. Although this regulation is adopted on the basis of exclusive competence, it also affects areas in which the EU only has supporting and shared competence, namely research and education. For research, the EU has shared competence, and for education, only supporting competence. However, according to the European Commission, the academic world still has to comply with the regulation, although the regulation might impact research and education. In the draft guidelines for research involving dual-use items, the Commission stated that academic freedom is a fundamental right guaranteed by the Charter. However, it is not exempting researchers and research organizations from complying with regulations that are established to safeguard the security interests of the EU and of its member states. According to the European Commission, research disciplines within science, technology, and engineering are more likely to be affected by the regulation on dual-use export controls because of the research topics within these disciplines. These research topics involve more often dual-use items than, for example, research activities within humanities, social sciences, and economics. Academic freedom is protected under Article 13 of the Charter. The question arises whether this regulation impacts or might infringe academic freedom. Other questions that arise are whether it is appropriate to let universities and academics have all these obligations under the new regulation. And how will the regulation specifically impact universities and academics' mission, core values, rights and obligations? And might liability be involved in case of non-compliance with the regulation?